Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be discussing why does face-to-face communication remain relevant in a digital world? First of all, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. This is one of the reasons why face-to-face interaction is important because I had to rally you guys up today just to be a part of my audience. Um, I think that social media gives the perception that everybody has a million followers or has a lot of followers, and it's easily accessible to have other people to to come together for you because of the look of social media. You can have 50 followers on social media, but only one of those people is your real friend that will come through in a clutch for you. So it's not a guarantee that you can even get anybody together. And the misconception of social media, or the fact that we've been distanced since COVID, a lot of people are still in that COVID mindset. It makes people believe that it's as easy as it looks on social media, and it is not. There are people who don't have family. There are people who don't have children. There are people who don't have friends, or anyone, or other people's lives are extremely busy where they can't come together for you like that. So I think that that is a misconception that the digital world has brought into play, that what you see online, they think that's the reality for everyone, and it is not. All right, so the first thing that I want to hit as far as a point in reference to why does face-to-face communication remain relevant in a digital world? It's because it creates stronger personal connections. Face-to-face interaction builds trust. It also creates empathy, sympathy, rapport through our shared experiences. So with human interaction, that's how we are able to remain humane to each other. But through a picture or something that you're seeing on a screen or a text, you don't have an emotional connection to a text. You don't have an emotional connection to a video that you may see. You have emotional connection when you actually sit and have conversation, have human interaction. That's how we are able to empathize and sympathize with one another. And I think that face-to-face interaction keeps humanity and humaneness in place. The other thing that I feel that is relevant for is because of nonverbal communication. How many times have you sent a text and someone assumes that you're saying one thing, but you're not? You meant it a totally different way. You can't interpret all the time how someone means something through an email, through a text. You can't see their facial expressions. You can't see their body language. You can't see how they're responding to what you have to say. You could be saying apples, but they're interpreting it as oranges. And it doesn't always go that way. And so sometimes face to face, you can see how a person meant it. And you can hear the inflection in their voice, and you can see their body language, and you can see their eye contact, how something makes them uncomfortable or how something makes them happy. And so you know that they're taking whatever you're saying in the right way. All right, so the next thing that I feel is important is because it creates more effective collaboration and the ability. So when we're working face to face versus working digitally, we can brainstorm together. We can come up with ideas together. We can problem solve together. We can make decisions together. And there's something about that teamwork when we're physically around each other and getting to know each other and building a rapport and building a level of trust personally, interacting with each other personally and identifying with each other and drawing from each other's strengths, and also connecting with each other's similarities that makes us more comfortable to brainstorm together. So I think that that's something that face to face does that social or that the digital world does not necessarily do well. I think that the other thing that I want to say is that there's fewer communication barriers. So, like I said, once again, through text messaging, you could say something that is something simple, but someone interprets it like you're screaming at them. You could type something in all caps accidentally, and someone thinks you're mad at them, but you just made a mistake. But they can't tell that, and if you were face to face and you said it, they would know how you meant it. So there's less communication barriers, and that reduces misunderstandings from happening when you're face to face. All right. So the next thing that I want to say, that it improves conflict resolution. It is more apt that a person will leave something as is when it's done digitally. So if you have offended someone through text, they may not tell you. Digitally, they may just leave it as they just assume, they're assumptive. But when you're face to face, when you said something to bother someone, you can see the look on their face or their body language. You can say, "Hey, are you mad? I didn't mean it that way." You know what I mean? So it's quicker. You can correct things quicker face to face. And in a team, you can see if someone else is distancing themselves in the group, like, why is John not sitting in while we're all brainstorming on this project? Maybe somebody said something to offend him. So you can say, hey, come on back in. What's going on? You know, I apologize for that. All right. So the next thing that I want to say is greater engagement. There's less distraction face to face than it is online. If you have the ability to do everything from a screen, it is easier for your phone to go off and you to be distracted. It's easier for your TV show to come on. You're distracted. Nobody knows what you're doing from home. But when you're face to face and you're in an office full of people, you're less distracted. People are watching and holding you accountable to remain on task. All right, so the next thing that I want to say, it supports relationship building. Face-to-face interaction, it strengthens the long-term relationships. So when you are able to nurture, be kind, be sweet, the physical touch and all of that face-to-face interaction, it helps nurture and bond a relationship, and it helps that relationship lead towards a longer lasting long-term relationship. All right. And so the last thing that I want to say to wrap this up in conclusion is, though digital communication makes things faster, more convenient, easier, it allows people to be able to connect from faraway countries as if they're in the same space. All of that is wonderful, but it will never replace the safety, the trust, the understanding, the compassion, the connection, and the warmth that face-to-face interaction offers. So it is a tool that we use to help speed things up in our society and make us go leaps and bounds further in technology, but it is not a replacement for human interaction, because human interaction feeds something that digital can never meet. All right, thank you.